What's up, YouTube? It's Suze from Full Court Press. Today is Sunday, February 21st, 2021. We have 9 games today. The first game starting at 12:30, and I believe the last one starting at 7:30. Let's go ahead and get into some of these games. Yesterday I didn't post a video because it was my wife's birthday, but I did go ahead and post my pics on Facebook and Instagram. So anytime that I'm not on here, I will guaranteed have some pics up on either Instagram or Facebook. Go give me a follow, Full Court Press Clothing, over on Instagram. Let's get into this, man. Let's see. This first game, we got the Boston Celtics versus the New Orleans Pelicans. And I used to take notes the night before and then come in and basically tell you guys all the notes that I took the night before and what I was taking. But from now on, what I think I'm going to do is just kind of go through it with you guys. So if it seems like I'm learning as you are, that's pretty much what's happening. Sorry, let me just get to the injury report here so we can see what teams got what. All right, so right now the first game of the day is going to be at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So on the East Coast, that'll be 3:35 p.m. We got the Boston Celtics and the New Orleans Pelicans. They got the Boston Celtics minus 2.5 here on the road versus the New Orleans Pelicans, and it looks like the total here is going to be 231. So let's just go over here and check injuries real quick. We got Boston. Daniel Tice is active today. Daniel Tice will be coming back. That's going to be a big factor here, especially against the Pelicans. They might not have Steven Adams back, but they still do have a bunch of bigs that not bigs so much, but like power forwards. Zion, B.I., Brandon Ingram, a couple of these guys that like to get to the basket. So Daniel Tice being back is really going to help the Boston Celtics. Marcus Smart still sidelined. Taco Fall, Romeo Langford, they're all still sidelined. That's looking like all the injuries for Boston, which pretty much they've had those injuries this whole season. And then on the New Orleans side, all they have is Steven Adams with a right ankle sprain. He said it's feeling better, but he didn't take part in Saturday's practice. So if he is to give it a go here, I don't know how much of an impact he would be making. Just off first glance here, New Orleans at home haven't been too good this season, and Boston on the road haven't been too good this season. Both of these teams are pretty much middle of the pack in all the NBA stats right now. Neither one of them excelling at anything. Both of these teams are kind of still trying to find their identity. The Celtics without Marcus Smart, it's not beneficial. And then New Orleans without Steven Adams. These guys come to play some days they don't. This game right here for me is going to be a coin flip, but if I had to take anything in this game, it'd probably be Boston minus the 2.5 in the over 231. But like I said, that one's a coin flip. I don't really have too much confidence in betting that game. But if you guys wanted to know which way I was leaning, it's going to be Boston minus 2.5 over 231. Our second game here, we got Philadelphia on the road traveling to go play against Toronto. What I'm seeing right here is Philadelphia minus 3 on the road, and the over-under is 223. Let's just see what these teams got as far as injury. The Sixers got Shake Milton and Ben Simmons are probable to play, so most likely they're going to play today, which is going to be great for this team. That's their starting point guard and their backup. So with Ben Simmons, Shake Milton, I don't really got to look too much more into this game. I know the 76ers are a lot better than Toronto this season. And Kyle Lowry is doubtful, so Kyle Lowry's probably not playing tonight. This is going to be an easy one for me. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Philadelphia Sixers minus the 3 points over Toronto at home. And take this one to go over the 224. Like I always say, 224. Anything under 230, 235 is a pretty low number, especially for these when you're coming up against Toronto, who has an abysmal defense. They haven't been playing defense all year. They're not that great. And Philadelphia, who scores the ball, at a rapid pace. They're one of the top teams in the league at scoring the ball, one of the top teams in the NBA as far as record goes. So that one for me is going to be an easy pick. That's Philadelphia -3 in the over 223. The next one we have here is, this one's kind of an ugly game. It's Detroit Pistons traveling to Orlando to go play against the Magic. In this game, the over-under is 210, and they got the Orlando Magic -2 at home. Just out the gate, I could tell you guys, this game for me is going to be a no-go. I don't like the Detroit side. I don't like the Orlando side. I did win one of my bets when Orlando played the Warriors, like yesterday or the day before. I took them plus the 4 over the Warriors, and they ended up winning by 4. So pretty much covered by 8 points. So Orlando did cover for me. I'm not going to take this game, but if I was going to take anything here, I'd take Orlando -2. 1 second. Let me see if we got any new injury news for them. Orlando Magic. Okay, Cole Anthony, Aaron Gordon, Markelle Fultz, and Jonathan Isaac are still all injured. Let me see if we have any key injuries for Detroit. Blake Griffin, DeLon Wright, their starting point guard DeLon Wright, sideline Blake Griffin, Jaleel Okafor, and Killian Hayes. They pretty much have the same guys that have been injured all season. Nothing really to write home about. Like I said, this game is a toss-up. It's a coin flip, but if I was to pick one out of the two, I'd go Orlando -2. They're at home. They got Fournier back, Terrence Ross, Vucevic. They might be missing a couple guards, but they still have enough, I think, here to get it done, especially seeing as though Detroit is real top-heavy. They got Jeremy Grant. After Jeremy Grant, it kind of falls off in scoring and just contribution to the game. So here I'd have to take Orlando -2 in the over 210. 210 is just too low. You get a couple of these guys get hot, get hit a couple threes, you're going over that easily. There's a lot of ugly games today, honestly. This next game here is Oklahoma City Thunder -2 traveling to Cleveland. Let's go ahead and take a look here because I know both of these teams are injury-ridden. We got Oklahoma City Thunder. So they got Shai Gilgeous back a couple games ago. Al Horford went out as soon as Gilgeous came back, but Al Horford's now back. So you got Shai Gilgeous back, Al Horford back, Luguentz Dortz. A couple guys on this team that really been stepping up. George Hill is still out. Ty Jerome is still out. 2 backup point guards, so that's something to look at. But these guys do have a lot of depth at the point guard position. They've been the Oklahoma City Thunder the last couple of years just been acquiring picks for the draft, not really trying to make no big trades for superstars. So most of their guys that they have for backup are young rookies and young guys. They got a lot of depth at that position. Not many good players, but they got a lot of depth for sure. And then let's go over here and look at the Cleveland side because I know they've been resting Andre Drummond. Okay, so Andre Drummond out, Taurean Prince out, Larry Nance out, Kevin Love out, Dellavedova out. That's hefty. Okay, so here, this one's going to be a pick 'em for me. It's going to be a coin flip. And like I always tell you guys, I'm not in the business of betting coin flips. But for the sake of YouTube, and in case any of you guys just really want to take one of these games and you feel like you might have an edge or something and you just want to match up and see if I'm on the same page, here I'd have to take Oklahoma City on the road versus Cleveland, -2. So Oklahoma City -2 on the road, in the over 219. That one's going to be my pick for that game. Let me see what we got next. All right, here we got Minnesota versus New York. The New York Knicks. Let me see right here. The New York Knicks, I've been real high on. Right now, the only player that they have out is Mitchell Robinson. He's targeting mid to late March to come back from his hand injury. He's been out for a couple games now, and they still been balling. Julius Randle going for 40. Ever since this team got Derrick Rose back, he brings another dimension, another curl off the bench to get 15 or 20 a night, hitting a couple threes, bringing his team back. This New York team's been looking pretty good. Let's go over here and look at Minnesota and see. Okay, D'Angelo Russell had knee surgery. He's targeting late March, early April, so he's out. Jared Culver's still out. This team pretty much been piggybacking off of I know y'all seen that dunk, bruh. Anthony Edwards came through. Pump fake in the corner, he came through and just threw it down on top of Brad head like this. I know y'all seen that shit, but basically Minnesota's riding the hot hand of Anthony Edwards right now. They're riding Michael Beasley and sorry, I be getting Michael Beasley and D'Lo mixed up sometimes, but they're riding Michael Beasley, Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, but that's it. That's their three guys, and if those three guys aren't performing, I don't know how well this team does. What I do know is New York is at home. New York has Elfrid Payton. They have a couple of young guards that are like cultured in defense. I'm not sure if you guys have been watching the Knicks, but their guards play hard defense all game long. The Knicks are a gritty team. They grind out most of these wins that they get. I think here at home, I'm going to take the New York minus the 2.5 in the over 216. Yeah. Or some places here you could get minus 2.5. Other places you could get minus 3. Minus 2.5 essentially is minus 3 because in basketball you can't get a half a point. So if it's minus 2.5, you got to win by 3 anyways. The only good thing here is if you get it at minus 2.5, you win by 3, you win your money. If you get it at minus 3, you win by 3. It's called a push. You just get your money back. So, shop your lines. They got BetMGM, SportsBetting.com, WinBet, my personal favorite, William Hill, Golden Nugget, DraftKings, Sportsbook, Circa Sports. They got so many different websites. Shop your lines, guys. Make sure you guys make an account for all these different websites. You never know who's going to have what team at what point line. You could also go to vegasinsider.com/NBA odds and see what every single book is looking like, side-by-side comparison, so you can see where you can shop and get the best numbers. Don't just throw your money out here to any betting website and think, you're going to be fine, because it's those little 0.5, 2.5 to 3. It's those little half a points and those little hooks that Vegas puts on there that'll either lose you more money or win you more money in the long run. So, if you have the option to take your time and go find a good sports book, sign up for all of them, shop around. It's only going to benefit you. So looking down here, we got 4 games left for the day. This next one here, we got Denver minus 3 going into Atlanta, and the over-under is 232. I know this Denver team has been hurt recently. Let's go over here and see the reports. Okay, so JaMychal Green, Gary Harris, Paul Millsap, PJ Dozier, and Greg Whittington are all still out. They're not going to be playing today. So they're missing 3 out of their starting 5. The Denver Nuggets are. And then let's go look at the Atlanta Hawks real quick and see if there's anything. Okay, so the same guys hurt for the Atlanta Hawks that have been hurt. Rajon Rondo, DeAndre Hunter, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Chris Dunn. All these same guys are still hurt. Atlanta, they've been playing good basketball. I know John Collins and Trae Young got into it. So they're looking to shop John Collins as quick as possible, get him out of there. This is gonna be a tough one. So games like this, pretty much a coin flip. I don't think there's much edge here, because there would be edge if Denver had their full squad, but Denver's missing 3 of their key starters, and it's always hard for me to lay points with the team on the road that's missing 3 out of 5 starters. I'm not taking this game today, but if I had to, I'd go Atlanta plus the 3 at home. And here we'll go under the 232. I don't go under much unless I feel like I got an instinct about it. And I got an instinct about this game that Denver's missing 3 of their starters, but they still play good enough defense to keep Atlanta at bay with these pick and rolls that they do, and a lot of 3-point shooting from Trae Young. My most confident bet here is going to be under the 232 or 234, wherever you can find that total at. And then take Atlanta plus the 3 here. We only got 3 more games here. This game we're looking at right here is the Brooklyn Nets versus the Los Angeles Clippers. Los Angeles Clippers are at home. They're favored by 5. This line looks tricky. I have to go in here and see what's going on. Okay, so that's it. That's it right there. I just had to look at the first team and knew what's up. The Clippers are fully healthy. They got Kawhi, they got Paul George. They're ready. They're rocking. They're at home. They got one of the best at-home records this season. Only lost maybe 2 or 3 times at home this year. So they're rocking and rolling. They're ready to go. We have to go look at these Brooklyn Nets because you never know with these guys. They got that top 3, but you never know who's actually playing. Let me see. Kevin Durant is a no-go against the Clippers. So no Kevin Durant against the Clippers. You got Kyrie, James Harden, Tyler Johnson's coming back. You got DeAndre Jordan, Joe Johnson. So you got everybody pretty much besides Kevin Durant. And then on the other side of the ball, you got this Clippers team that's been dropping wins without Paul George, without Kawhi. And now they got these 2 back. They're coming off a win with both of them back in the lineup. Over the Jazz, which that's the hottest team in the NBA right now. Finally dropping 1 game after like 20 game streak of covering spreads and whatnot. Just here in this spot, I'm gonna like the Los Angeles Clippers at home minus the 5. I think Paul George and Kawhi here will be able to put enough defense on. And they got Pat Beverly back. I think they'll be able to put enough defense on James Harden and Kyrie to make it to where the supporting cast is going to have to win the game. And I don't think the supporting cast, the bench and supporting cast of the Nets is better than the bench and the supporting cast of the Clippers. The Clippers are too deep. The Nets traded away all their bench, all their depth when they went to go get James Harden. I think this team is still finding their identity, especially without KD on the court here. I'm going to have to go with the Los Angeles Clippers. Minus the 5. Most places it's minus 6 or 7. But if you could get it minus the 5, get it there. And I'm going to take this one over the 236. Clippers been scoring a lot of points. They got both of their superstars back. You got the Nets without Kevin Durant. With Kevin Durant out there, he slows the ball down sometimes when he catches it and sets up for his play or tries to do his one-on-one. But Kyrie and James Harden really push the ball a lot. They get the ball up tempo. I'm going to take this one. Los Angeles Clippers minus 5 over the 236 total. And now to our last 2 games of the day. This is one of the teams on my no bet list. No bet, cut it. That's out. That's out. Sacramento Kings going to visit the Milwaukee Bucks. Here we got the Milwaukee Bucks at home, minus 10.5. Minus 10 in most places, and the over-under is 238. So what we have here is the Sacramento Kings, one of the worst defensive teams in the league, and Milwaukee Bucks lost 5 or 6 of the last game straight, not covering no spreads. They're not balling. Chris Middleton is sitting on his ass cheeks. He's not doing nothing. For formality purpose, I already know my pick, but for formality purposes, let's go ahead and check. We got Harrison Barnes injured. Let me see. Harrison Barnes is out with a knee injury or a foot injury. Glenn Robinson III and Rashawn Holmes are both out with knee injuries. So nothing too impactful there. Harrison Barnes, yeah, he's like he went from a role player on many teams to a starter on the Sacramento team, and he's just been balling out this season. I got him on my fantasy team. We run an ESPN fantasy league, and I got him on my team, and he puts up numbers for a middle of the pack guy. Even though Milwaukee's lost the last 6, this is one of those games where you don't take it minus the 10, but you do take Milwaukee. After losing 5 or 6 games in a row, you got to think it's time to get back to the drawing board. It's time to get a win here at home, and especially against the Sacramento Kings, who don't play a lick of defense. So here I can't lay the 10.5 points with Milwaukee, but what I would do is take Milwaukee to win the game over the total of 238. And you got a good opportunity here if you're just a Sacramento fan and you think Sacramento could win this game outright. You could take a money line, and there's probably good money tonight on Sacramento just to win if they do win. Or you could always take the points on the other side and take Sacramento plus the 10.5 if you think they'll keep it within 10 points tonight. But I don't really have much more on that game. That one's gonna be a pick 'em for me, and y'all know the same, bro. I'm right with that. Whoa. Was it only 8 games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Oh, because we got 2 postponements today. I'm tripping. I'm like, bro, what happened to these other games? At the end of the shows, I always like to give you guys like 4 picks. You could either throw them in a parlay or you could take them as single bets. Do what you want with them. I'm just giving you what I got the most confidence in for the day. So looking here, it would have to be Philadelphia money line just to beat the Toronto Raptors. I can't lay this 10 points. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. I'm taking Philadelphia -3 over the Toronto Raptors. So Philadelphia to win by 3 or more over Toronto Raptors. I'm taking Milwaukee Bucks just to win this game against Sacramento at home. I'm going to take the Los Angeles Clippers -5 to beat the Brooklyn Nets tonight. And then this one's up in the air. This is for the 12 o'clock game. This has nothing to do with stat categories. It has nothing to do with studying. It has nothing to do with none of that. I just think the Boston Celtics need to get in the groove here. This is a must-win for them if they want to continue to be a top team in the East Coast. Eastern Conference matchup. I think Boston goes into New Orleans tonight, and I think they get the job done. Boston here -2.5. And I think that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for tuning in, showing love, man, keeping up with the channel. If you have a YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've been looking at the analytics, and it shows that over 64% of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. So if you could just take the time, go down to the thing, hit that subscribe button. If you got a girlfriend, sister, mom, brother, dad, get a hold of their phone, go down the list, go to my shit, hit subscribe. This isn't just a betting show. If you don't keep up with the NBA on a daily basis, you just don't have time to watch the games, you're working or whatever the case is, you got kids, you got to take them to practice. Whatever the case is, man, I'm here every single day breaking down the NBA slates, not only giving you guys my bets and picks for today, but I also break down kind of what's going on in the NBA, try to keep you guys up to date with everything like that. In a couple weeks here is going to be the NBA All-Star Weekend, so I'm going to be flooding you guys with videos. There's going to be trade rumors, you know what I mean, all these type of things. They do the blockbuster trades right next to the NBA All-Star break because that's the trade deadline. Andre Drummond, I know, is going to get traded. Blake Griffin's going to get traded. John Collins is going to get traded. They got a shit ton of people that are going to get traded. So let's keep up with that. If you guys want to contact me on Instagram, I got Full Court Press Clothing. We got clothes over there, merchandise. I've started streaming Warzone every night on twitch.com/FullCourtPressFCP. If you're into watching video games and streaming, me, my brother John, Dre, a couple of my other guys will be on there streaming every night, having fun. And I do this because I love it, y'all. Because, if I wasn't doing this with you guys on YouTube talking sports, I'd be annoying the fuck out of my brothers and my dad and everybody else. Hey, bro, this is what I'm finna take today. What do you think? You know what I mean? And just So I thought, I've been winning a lot lately and having success in this sports betting industry. So I thought I'd bring you guys some of my leans, some of my picks for the day. That way you guys can take what I got going, make an educated decision, make yourself some money, and be, a little more educated as far as daily basketball, because things change on a daily basis and you got to be on point when you bet in sports. So with that, my name is Suze from Full Court Press. I appreciate you guys tuning in, showing love, like, comment, and subscribe. It don't matter what the comment says. Just go comment below, man. And I'm out.